Hello and welcome to this first lecture, overview lecture in this new course on how to become a data scientist. So in this section, we will give you an overview of how to become a successful data scientist. And in the first lecture, we are going to talk to you about what are the responsibilities of a data scientist, what work a data scientist needs to perform. Right. So what do you think are the responsibilities of a data scientist? Any thoughts that you have? Right. So the data scientist basically the reason of existence of data scientist job is to leverage data to drive business insights and decision making. So he is the data man. The data scientist will works closely with the cross-functional teams to identify opportunity, design experiments, and build predictive models and turn data into actionable insights. Now, how does he do that? How does he or she do that? Let's look at the responsibilities of data scientists in a lot more detail. So, the first responsibility of the data scientist is to analyze and explore the data. And in that data scientist has to conduct exploratory data analysis EDA to understand the patterns, trends, and anomalies of the data. So exploratory data analysis, and we'll talk about that in coming slide what that is. And then he or she will need to clean and pre-process data to ensure accuracy and completeness before he or she uses this to build any model. Right. So what is this exploratory data analysis? Any thoughts that you have? What do you think is exploratory data analysis? Right. So exploratory data analysis, as the name indicates, is exploration of the data and starts with collecting the data and gain the domain knowledge, confirm data type and their probabilities, measure the central tendency in terms of mean, medium, and mode. Also measure the dispersion of the data in terms of variance, standard deviation, and range. Also look at the skewness, left and right skew, kurtosis in thinner peak versus wider peak, and finally represent graphically the data in terms of histograms, box plots, bar plots, dot plots, stems and leaf. So it's basically this kind of analysis that is called the exploratory data analysis. Once he or she has done the data analysis, second responsibility of the data scientist is to develop the models. And there he or she will design, develop and implement machine learning models to solve business problems and utilize statistical modeling techniques for predictive and prescriptive analytics to predict and prescribe what should be done in terms of action by the management. And also in the model development includes evaluating and selecting the right algorithm for specific tasks. So that's what the model development involves. The third responsibility is what is called feature engineering, in which before we talk about what he does, what is feature engineering? Feature engineering is selecting those variables that can reasonably well explain the raw data and help you draw the insights. And in that context, what does a data scientist do? Data scientist identifies relevant features and variables for model training and optimization. So what are the variables that there's a lot of data. Now, what type of data, what variables should he or she pick up for model training and optimization? And also collaborates with the domain experts to incorporate industry specific knowledge into the various analysis he or she will do. So that's what is feature engineering. The fourth thing he or she does is data visualization, which is a technique which you can use to graphically represent data. And in this, the data scientist creates compelling data visualization that can explain the data very clearly, especially of to communicate complex findings to non-technical stakeholders. So, presenting data that is compelling to the non-technical stakeholders about complex findings. And in this, they can use tools such as Matplotlib, Seaborn, Tableau, Power BI, and they can use this to present their insights effectively. Another responsibility, obviously, is to work in collaboration, work closely with the cross-functional teams, including business analysts, engineers, and decision makers. Uh, and basically, it is done to understand the business needs and provide data-driven solutions. So, in doing this, he or she needs to experiment a lot, and in that, the data scientist needs to design and execute experiments to test hypotheses and measure the impact of various interventions, and also iterate on models and analysis because no model is found right the first time, though we would like to have that way. So iterates on models and analysis based on the feedback and the changing business requirements. He or she needs to learn continuously, stay abreast of the latest developments in data science, machine learning, and related fields. Also, attend conferences basically to enhance the education skills, attend conferences, participate in webinars, and engage in continuous education. Also needs to document, that's the last of the responsibilities of the data scientist, maintain clear and concise documentation of methodologies, data sources, and the codes that are used in creating those models. And ensure that analysis are reproducible and well documented for knowledge sharing. So, having looked at what are the responsibilities of the data scientist, we will now look at in the next lecture what are the qualifications. What should be the qualifications of a data scientist, so that you are well aware of the qualifications that you need to have. So, thank you so much for watching this first overview lecture on how to become a data scientist. I hope you can beginning to learn new things, beginning to enjoy, and I do look forward to see you again in the next lecture. Please do feel free to message me if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer your questions, and also download the PDF file to take a look at anything that you need to.